How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another video here at ScrubGames, and today we have a deck profile, so like one of the last videos we've got for the year of 2023, and we're going with the deck profile, because remember somebody or some people have been asking about a update, well, not just an update, but a list for the U7 Gohan deck I took into the Hermit style league, and also I've had showcase on the channel when I was testing for finals, and I thought I'd go ahead and make sure before the end of the year I did put that out because it was requested and stuff. So we've got it here today, and we're going to go through it as up to date as it can be, as I've got it. I haven't really worked much on Masters after finals because I've had like Christmas stuff, and also more interested in other games that come out, considering it's like the end of the year for the end of the season for finals, well, for Masters currently. So we'll go over and we'll do what we normally do, go over the lead, go over the deck, also have a look at the side deck, not side deck, the Z deck, that's the one, and not bother with the side deck because once again, that depends basically on how you have it for, it's like the side deck is a bit more personal, so it comes down to what's in your meta, what tournament you're going to, what you expect, things like that, and the side deck is more tailored to personal choice than anything, whereas the main deck can be also personal choice, but also there is sometimes a clear indication of what should go in it. So, without further ado, let's get in the video, but before we do, let's just do the thing of, if you want to help out the channel, because we're trying to get to 1,000 subs for the end of the year, we still got like a day or two, so you can help out, we're still on the way there. Doesn't look like we're going to get there unless we get a huge boost, but still, we're trying to get us there nonetheless, so you can help out by liking the video if you enjoy the content, comment down below if there's anything you agree with or disagree with on the chat on this video, get some feedback in, get some discussion going, or if there's anything you want on the channel, let us know. And also, don't forget to subscribe. It keeps you updated with my videos as and when they drop, and if you hit the notification bell, it gets you alerts to when my videos do drop, so you're aware of when they watch them. So if you're available, we'll watch them straight away then, or later on when you've got time. So out of the way, let's have a look at the Gohan list. So, first off, we'll look at the leader, so it's best to understand it, and lucky for this on Deck Planet being the best and only deck builder in Dragon Ball Super Card Game Masters. You can now get up the leader while in this little content creator mode, which is quite nice. So we are this is the one for the Red Gohan, the Universe 7 one from back all the way in set 14, one of the nicest sets we've had for this game. Well, I say my favourite was 13, 14 were like two of my favourite sets because it has some of my favourite decks in them. And this is Gohan, so Gohan flipping over to Sun Gohan, the Power of Duty, being a Universe 7 lead and a War of Universe 7. You don't see that much on cards nowadays, but yeah, it's one of the few cards that have War of Universe 7, and that's essentially what War of Universe 7 means, is that any cards, it makes cards with Universe 7 is in their special traits, have no specified cost. It means there's no requirement to hit a specific colour, like when you see the little red dot, like red dots from red cards, blue dots from blue dot cards, blah blah blah. It means you don't have to pay those specific colours when paying for costs, so you can play a blue card, Universe 7, without worrying about having to play blue energy, and same goes for like any other colour, which is cool. So as long as it's warrior of whatever universe, I can't remember if they've had different warriors, I think it's just been 7, but I think they might have a War of Universe 9, or it might have been just permanent on Bergamo. But yeah, it just means that your Universe 7 battle cards, or U7 cards, don't need to pay a specified cost, which is pretty nice. And this is not a leader that you normally like. It's normally like the other ones where you need to get value, you need to attack or do a certain thing. Well, normally, no, you do need to do a certain thing, but normally you need to attack. This one revolves around comboing, which with the Zenkai series era of the game is really good because you'll be comboing, getting the Z energy for your Z deck stuff, which is really nice. And this really helps a bit because it's just both sides is once per turn. When you use a Universe 7 card in combo, draw 1, so it means your Awakening turn, you're going to be getting both sides done, the draw. You should be comboing again, because some cards you want to combo, sometimes you want to combo 2 cards to get good value in your cards, so doing that is really nice to get both sides, so that's pretty cool. And as well as that, we also have the Awakening being a really nice one, where it's just when you license 4 or less at standard, or if you have a red Unison with a specified cost of 2 in play, which is very good ones in red, then you draw a card, untap an energy, and take your life down to 5 and it'll flip over if you're higher. So it means you can straight up Awaken, turn 2 at the very earliest, play another 2 specified cost Unison, Awaken, get energy back, draw on a card, and then take your life down to 5, means you can potentially sometimes about it where I've not taking damage because you want to combo to defend, especially if you're going first. And on your opponent's first turn, they swing at you combo to get the draw and stuff like that, and get a Z energy set up. And then you end up drawing gaining in your hand 4 cards and untapping. And then you've got both sides where you can go swing, combo, then awaken, then combo again to get best of both sides. So that's the front side. Now when you awaken, you go from a 10k lead to a 15k lead. That's standard. Most, standard since the game's beginning. You still have that auto where you combo the draw 1, but now you have 2 more autos now. And they're both once per turn. Well, they're all once per turn, the autos on here, but the first one, the second one we have on this card, basically makes use of the Spirit Boost mechanic that came out with this set. I think this set was the first one of the Zenkai, of the Spirit Boost era of the Zenkai, of the Unison War series. And what basically means your Spirit Boost once, it means you've got to remove 1 marker from your Unison to activate the skill. And then once you do that, you then have to trigger the effect, which is when you use a red skillless battle card, which goes to 2 in the combo. It gets 6k combo power for the battle, meaning you can turn a skillless card into an 11k. If it's just a 5k, you can turn it to 11k combo for free by just knocking a mark off Unison, which, given the Unison we've got in the deck, it's very easy to do and very useful. I just kept forgetting to do it because it was, I was basically testing with the deck and forgot about this effect. I keep forgetting about it, even though it's a good skill to use. Sometimes you don't want to knock a marker off, and sometimes you have player markers to knock off. And then the second auto is turn when one of your red Unison cards with a specific cost of 2 in your Unison area is placed in your drop. So it's just you'll go to the drop, choose up to 1 red skillless battle card with entry cost of 2 in your drop, play it. So that's quite nice. So if your opponent gets rid of Unison, that's not warping it. So as long as you don't black smoke it, if it goes from the Unison area to the drop, you get the free play out, or 2-cost skillless with entry cost of 2, which you have plenty in this deck because you're going to be recycling them, comboing them to get the some good draws from some of your cards. Going to gain advantage, bossing, but you're basically just sucking for your deck, shining Z energy very quickly. You can get a nice little boost on your skillless red battle cards, which is why you have a few in there. Line up the markers you use, and you use to get black markers. And if Unison gets removed, plus the drop in your Unison area, you get a nice little benefit of it, which is why you always want a skillless in your drop. And you get a nice little, and the Warrior Unit for 7 gives you some nice little tech cards for it in the deck, which is quite nice as well. So that's all lead out of the way. Let's go and have a look at the main deck. So start off with Unison. So we're playing SS4 Gogeta, Powers Connection. So this is a very good Unison. It's one of the best Unisons, well, since the because when the King Piccolo Unison got hit, limited, kind of Red was lost a little bit of Unisons, like it lost one of the best Unisons. Then we got this one, which is an extremely good one, and it works with like pretty nice tech cards as well, nicer strategies in his deck. So when it comes down, it instantly replaces itself because there's autos when this card is played. You look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add up to 1 red card among them to your hand, then place the rest of the cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. So essentially when you play it, look at the top 3, grab any red card. Since your deck is the majority of red, I think there's only in the list there's only 1 non-red card, so you can grab, you're never going to whiff. Go to hit 1 card and add it, and it could be any red card. So it could be a super combo, a combo piece, a skillless, an extra card, blah blah blah, you name it. I think there's 2 cards, so you shouldn't whiff. There's only 2 cards. If you hit them both together, at least the other one's going to be a red card. Might be not something you want, but still you're not going to whiff off this. When you play 4 copies of it, just need to go down a little bit higher so you can see the 4 copies of this, because you want to see this as early as turn 2 to drop it, so I get the benefit of that, and make use of it so you can awaken as soon as possible, and then make use of the effect. And it's a 2 specified cost Unisons. When you play it, it comes with 2 markers, but its markers are a +2 and a -4, so you're getting a ton of markers 2 every turn, so you keep the markers quite high, which is really nice, and on 15 body is good, and the -4 helps you close out games with it as well. So the +2 is essentially activate main play up to 1 red battle card with energy cost of 1 from your deck, from your hand in rest mode. Some very good targets in there, we'll see those targets in a little bit. And the -4 is how you can help clear out games with it by activate battle. This guy gets 15k power and double strike for the battle. You can use this as a double strike swinger, being it then 30k base, and threatening double strike as well. It does cost 4 markers, but that's okay if you can keep getting the markers up and your opponent leaves it alone. You can get, after 2 turns, you can get up to 6 if it's not interacted with, and you still have 2 markers at the end of it. As long as you have 5 markers, you can make use of it, which is not too bad. And even then, after swing with it, and even if you swing with this and your opponent stops the attack, so you can't use it out of battle, you just go ahead and use the +2, and you've got plenty of markers then for your Spirit Boost effects. So that's a Unison. We do have another Unison, we'll get to it in a little bit. It's more of a little tech piece that comes in, can come in handy in certain situations, or just be side out very easily. So the next card we have is one of the best one drops to drop off this off of the Unison, and helps with your draw power. You can like cycle through your deck very quickly, get a lot of draw, and it essentially turns your leader to a +1 instead of a plus, instead to a +0. And that is Sun Gohan Ultimate Essence. So this is like a nice little searcher. Like most decks have a searcher to help them find their key pieces, and Gohan is just that. So when it's played, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add it to one Universe 7 card, with energy cost of 4 or less, or up to one Red Unison card with a specified cost of 2 among them to your hand, ditch off your deck. So it helps you find any one of your Universe 7 cards at 4 or less, which is really nice, which is a majority of them, or it finds your Unison. So it's what card turn 1 to find your Unison, or even to find your other pieces. So you got that nice flexibility to find the majority of your deck, which is good. So play 4 copies because it also has a second auto, which is limit 1, so you can activate it once across all copies of the card. And as if your leader is red, when you use a mono red skillless battle card in the combo, draw 1. So it means since your leader wants a combo to draw cards, when you combo skillless, you get a draw from your lead, and you get a draw from this. So you can get 2 draws a turn, and you can even get draws on your opponent's turn when you combo as well, because the autos on your leader and this are not during your turn, it's just when comboed. So if you combo your opponent's turn with skillless, you get a draw on both your leader and this as well, meaning this is normally going to be a target for your opponent's cards. So you play 4 copies because it's really good, and you want to normally get out early so you can get that extra draw. And to go along with that, we got Never One Drop that you can play off the Unison. That's really good, and that's Android 18 Store Assistant. So it's got exactly the same auto as the Gohan. So essentially, it's a second Gohan, because you can run 4 copies of a card, so you kind of want to get more to make sure you're guaranteeing turn 1 you got a turn 1 play, using that energy to play a 1 drop, make use of it, and then try and find your Unison a little bit better, because remember you want to drop your Unison turn 2, so you can get that Awakening off and start getting like a huge hand and lots of advantage. And yeah, that's what it does. It does the exact same first auto as Gohan, which allows you to find the top 5 for any red Universe 7 card with energy cost of 4 or less, or a specified cost 2 Unison, that's red. So yeah, it's just extra targets, and even then it's a Universe 7 card as well to combo the trigger your lead as well. So 3 copies of these because we don't want too many, but we want enough. Like we don't need a full 4 of them, we just want to at least have more chances to find one, and we want to have more space for text as well, so we have 3 copies of these. Then we got some more skillless, being, so you can have any skillless really, but as long as it's a red skillless with Universe 7 trait, you can have. And I've just gone for 2 Goku ones. I just went for a Super Saiyan Sun Goku because it's 20k skillless for 2 costs, and that's what you want as well. You want your skillless that be 2 costs for the effects, and also be 20k, so you got, I guess that's the maximum you can get on a skillless 2 costs, because it's like no threshold, whereas 2 costs is 20k, 1 cost is 1k, and then, sorry, 10k, and then 2 costs 20k, and then 3 costs 30k. So you want the 2 costs be 20k, and be red with Universe 7. So we got like 2 Gokus you can have. I think there's like Piccolo, there's Vegeta, there's every ones you can have. I just personally like these ones. You can get these two in foil, and they look quite nice to me. Well, at least the SSG one does. And I think I'd rather go with a Goku with a Goku. So you can have, we have 8 skillless in total, so you can have 8. 8's a good choice. And you can make them any red Universe 7 skillless. That's 2 costs if you want. But yeah, I got one for these ones. So that's the skillless, 8 of them. Then we've got some ones that you can combo with your skillless, being the androids, being Android 17 and 18 Universe 7 challengers. They both have, like, the skills don't really matter on here. You never really go play them, so like they're 2 costs and 3 costs, 90k and 10k. The skills don't really matter. Well, they kind of do matter. The only time they matter is against red, with the explosive dance. That's the only one I mentioned with like the power. So normally you want to be comboing and C-charging the Android 17 over the 18 because it's more power for those effects. But mainly the effects you're going to be triggering off these are their autos, which is their second, well, Android 18's only auto and Android 17's second auto. And that is both if your leader is a mono red Universe 7 card, and you only have this card and 1 red skillless battle card in your combo area. When this card is using the combo, draw 1 card. Essentially what that means is if this is the second card you're comboing in that battle, and the other card in your combo area is just a red skillless, you can draw a card, which means you can then go, especially on your Awaken turn, you can go combo with one of these skillless, draw a card from lead, draw a card from Gohan, then Awaken, do your shenanigans, then combo with Android 18 or 17 here, and then draw 1 from your lead, and then draw 1 from his effect, because the only other card you got in your combo area is a skillless. We only got 3 each of these because you need, they're one of those things where you need to have a skill list with it. So if you don't have a skill list, they're kind of not as useful. But when you have them, you can combo 2 cards. You go like at least 10k combo, which is essentially for free because they're replacing themselves. Because you're just drawing a card from leaders originally auto with these skill lists, and then replacing the drawing one with these two because you have these skill lists. So they help with combo and filter for your deck very, very quickly. And yeah, they're just handy to have. So you can have like more of one than the other, but then like you could probably have more under 17 just due to explosive dance, be having more power. But yeah, you're normally going to be comboing these, charging these skill lists because then 20k for when you 20k swings and stuff like that. So that's that. And then we have some nice tech that I saw when this deck originally featured in one of the US events, which is having the Freezer swap, because you got this swap engine of 1-drop Freezer over to the battle, that swap into the Freezer Pride of Emperor. So once again, this Freezer is another good 1-drop you can drop off your Unison, they play it for free, and he's got the swap 2, meaning you can swap him out into a red Freezer with energy cost of 2. So essentially play the card and put this back in your hand. One Cosby also has a really nice ability as well in his auto, which is when this card is played, from your hand, choose up to one of your red leaders or battle cards other than this card, and he gets 5k power for the turn. So meaning you can play it out and give your leader 5k boost, and since you don't need to swing with your leader, you don't need to swing with it straight away, so you can leave it as like attack after you've like baited things like Nimbus and things like that, and just make your leader a bit stronger, which is cool. So playing out for free or even putting 1 energy for the boost something else, meaning a battle card or your leader, and then being swapped out into a Freezer. And you might be thinking, it's got swap 2, how do you use a swap 2 to swap into a free cost? Well, with this Freezer, Pride of an Emperor, it's a Red Universe 7 card, so it's in line with most of the next strategy, being Red Universe 7, and it's got double strike, but it's also got permanent. When you have 3 or more energy, you reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1, meaning that it's a 2 cost in your hand, it's reduced by 1 when you've got 3 more energies. Once you get a turn 3, it's a 2 cost in hand, which means you can swap out into it from the Freezer. So it means that using this 1-drop Freezer, you can swap out turn 3 into this 20k double strike that has 2 autos. I don't think, no, the second auto is irrelevant, it doesn't really work with this deck, but the first auto does. And the first auto is a really nice one, where it's auto, limit 1. If your leader is a Universe 7 card, when this card is played, draw 1 card, then choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets 20k, minus 20k power for the turn. So it's making something by 20k and drawing a card, and you can spend it out free. So you essentially use your units as effect, plus 2, play out this 1-drop Freezer, give one of your battle cards or your leader 5k power for the turn. Then at phase swap, play out this Freezer, put this Freezer back in your hand. Now if it's the first one you played, you get the trick of the auto, to then draw 1 card, and minus like on your opponent's board, that's a battle card by 20k for the turn. So a nice little bit of removal in that way, and now you've established a 20k double striker to swing with, and then start comboing in on it and stuff like that for free. That's really nice. So it's basically just extra draw power. So like as you can see with most of these things, they're searching, drawing, or just replacing himself in your hand, keeping your hand nice and healthy, nice and big. To just keep comboing and just pushing through damage for free and for cheap as well. But not much like this Unison costs too. Most of the other things they cost like 1 or basically can be for free. So you play 3 copies of Freezer because it's not a Universe 7, so it's less searchable. And you don't want too many of them, you just want to see 1, and Freezer enough to see 1 by the time you need it, turn 3. And this Freezer, yeah, 4 copies of it, just want to find because you swing. You need 3-drop Freezers. And this being at least Universe 7 means it's a good card to combo at the very least if you want Universe 7. We've got 2 combos, we've got the 3 copies of the Backbone of DBS Sun Goku, so the super combo all the way back from the Tournament Power first theme set, because it's a super combo that can be used at 5 or less life, which your leader goes down to on its awaken, and it doesn't need you to go, like, sometimes people try to get you at 5 or more in life with a double strike, so they can put you from 5 to 3, but since token negates, that makes it a little bit harder, but even then, you don't need to get on the 4 life, so that you end up in route for a quad strike to swing to just whack you and knock you out. So having these is quite nice. It means it's available earlier. You didn't have to go to 4 energy to like take a life, something to take a life or take a damage or token negate. You can just have this live as soon as you awaken, which is cool. And it's one of those that doesn't have the power on it, but then it still gives power, but it's not too bad. And it's just, if your leader's Universe 7, you can use it as a super combo. So it means you can use this earlier, searchable as well because it's a Universe 7 card, and it's red as well. And we only play 3 copies of these because the secret ever one and our secret rare is the Piccolo Gohan, because this has a nice little ability where it's also the play itself is if your leader card is yellow, a Sun Gohan Adolescence, or a Piccolo card. And guess what our leader is? It's a Sun Gohan Adolescence. So it's not yellow, but it's a Sun Gohan Adolescence, so it means it can be used, and that's nice to be able to use a yellow secret rare for a red leader. That's really cool. It's not often you get things like this where you get a secret rare that can, from a different colour, be using it outside of black, because black's more like a general all-purpose colour for like support and stuff like that, where it started off in the beginning. And this is just nice to have a really good super combo. Means since you're comboing anyway for cards like combo a Unit 7 card, you can get the draw off it and just adding more pressure, but like big swing, playing a free body, and like doing more free things. Like the other secret rare you can play that's really good in here could be the SS4 Vegito, because it's a red sand leader. But so you got good options. You got two really strong options, but I feel like this is the better one because it helps a lot more defensively. Where to go the Vegito needs hit turn 4 to do it, whereas this just can be live early to help with aggression and even close out games a little bit better, which is nice. So you can go on a double strike swing, put this on for a huge bit of combo power, and your opponent has to watch out for it as well. So that's the secret rare and super combos. Then we go on to 3 copies of SS Sun Gohan Defeated the Demons. It's a really good red card, like it's a staple red card. And since you're going to be comboing constantly to trigger your leader's effect to draw, just basically by comboing U7 get you draw. So you're going to be comboing a lot to get draw on your leader, meaning you're going to be Z charging a lot. So you're going to be going to be able to get a free Z energy to make this a 1 cost by comboing and even playing out your Z extra, which we'll go to in a bit. And 3 copies of this just means you got a defensive way on your opponent's turn to help manage their attackers, being a blocker, a double strike for offense, -6 by 30k, by 20k, and just being all around good. 3 copies of it because it's not U7, so it's not searchable. But 3 copies once again, just like Frieza, means you can see one when you need one. And then if you see, like as the game goes on later, you see more copies, but you don't want to open with like multiple. You just want to have one because you can only play one on the board at a given time. Then we've got 1 copy of Yamcha Unison. So our deck revolves around a 2+ specified Unison, not any Unison. So unlike some red decks where they can put Baby Unison in and have the Videl, which is a better one because it's not limited and also is better use. We're limited to 2 specified cost Unison, so we're going to make use of our only copy that we can have currently of our free red counterplay, being Yamcha. And this, like pairing it with like Gohan, stuff, get some big things very easily, and it's just a very nice one. If you go, you're going to have 1 copy. Like it's limited to 1, so we're going to use it. It's a lot better than when it originally debuted in September. So that's that one. Then we've got our overall card of choice, being SS4 Vegeta, Heated Fighting Spirit. This is a good one. Like sometimes because you've got to have, like within the leader, there's not much you have benefiting from having the drop. Like the drop area, you don't really have any interaction with outside of your leader playing out a 2-cost skillless. If your Unison gets put in the drop from the Unison area, that's the only interaction with drop. So having an overwhelm is a good choice because, as I said, there's nothing that basically triggers in your drop outside the Unison when it's leader when your Unison is gone. So you can always time that correctly, make sure like if you drop this you then combo off a skillless and make sure it gives a drop so you're ready for that, so you can get that use. But after that you don't really use your drop area, so an overall is good. This is one of the best ones, being just drop it, free 30k body, and removal is just fantastic. Then the other Unison we're playing, because I did say there's another Unison, we got some extra cards as well, is 1 copy of Golden Frieza and Android 17 Determined Tag Team. This is really nice because considering you're Unison focused, you're going to want to get out this Gogeta as quickly as possible, get it down, keep the markers high, and keep plussing him, go with your strategy, playing at 1 drops for free like your Frieza, then a free swap out, or even into these Gohan and Android 17, so you can get them on board, help search for pieces that you need, like if you need a skillless, or if you need Unit 7 for the combo, you get that out. And then once your Unison's used up, or if you come against, say, like a yellow deck with Flying Nimbus, or a Floodgate that stops you from swinging, like getting much advantage outside of like a leader or a Unison swing, you can use this as a way to get around and get more swings in under restriction, like Nimbus. Because the 2 specified cost Unison, so it's in line with everything else. Also, if you play this over your Gogeta here, that trigger your leader to play a free skillless from your drop as well, which is nice, so remember that. It also says Empower Red 2, meaning that if you play it over a previous copy of Unison, you get to take 2 markers, a minimum of 2 markers, or no, a maximum of 2 markers from the previous Unison you replace it over onto itself. So when you play it down, pay 2, it gets 2 markers. You take 2 markers from the previous Unison. Then it has 2 autos. First one being Burst 1. so meaning you have to put the top card of your deck in your drop. If this card has 4 more markers when it's played, draw 1 card, so you get a draw as well from playing, which is quite nice. So once again, both Unisons essentially replace themselves, which is really cool. And the ever also is one turn. If it's your turn, when a card is placed in your drop area from your deck, add a marker to this card and choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 15k power for the turn. So it's more neg to clear things off your opponent's board, plus it gives itself a 5th marker, because remember you pay 2 for it, you're going to be paying 2 for it, you don't pay too much. Pay 2 for it to play it out. Empower 2 gives it 2 more markers, so that's 4 in total. Then this also, the first also will trigger min top card of your deck to draw 1, and then that'll trigger the second also, giving it a 5th marker minus by 15, meaning then you'll be 5 markers ready for it to use its marker skill, being a minus 4. And that is Attribute Main. This card gets 5k power and triple attack for the turn, meaning you can get 3 swings out of it at 20k power base, which is very, very good. And you get more swings, push more damage, especially when opponents on 1 life. Gives you 3 more extra swings for 2 energy to kind of push through, and that doesn't count like comboing your secret round one of them to get a free swing and stuff like that. So this is a card that you can easily side out if need be, and also just helps to get around things like Nimbus to get more swings in under restrictions. Then we have the last 4 cards being our extra cards. So first one we got is 2 Wolfang Fist. You just may actually want to get that down as quickly as possible and protect it. And Wolfang Fist is a really good one because she helps. It can clip like any weak things of 15k attackers. Sometimes you don't want to swing 15ks into your 50k Unison. So to clear that, we have Wolfang Fist, which easily stop that. And we play 2 copies because once you've got a Unison out in play, it can be done for free. And then one nice thing is if, say, you've got like a way you drop like a Gohan or a Yamcha on your opponent's card and it's down to a little bit less, like from 30k to 15k, if they try to swing with it, Wolfang Fist cannot finish it off because it goes through barrier as well. So it's a nice little card. It's like a card you can easily side out, but it's a really nice card. Just goes through barrier and negs even further. It helps to avoid taking damage, meaning they just end up just going, yeah, that's fine, it's not, I don't want to combo anything off. So they basically turns their attack that would have potentially forced through some combo to being either killing it or making it so they just leave it there and don't do damage, which is cool. And the nice thing is, yeah, free use when you got Unison on is really, really nice. Then we got 2 copies of Explosive Dance with the new Floodgate for red. This is fantastic. Like, I only put 2 copies on because sometimes you want to actually get attacks through and combo over. And this is normally you wake at 5 life, so unless you put yourself from 5 to 4, you're not gonna be having this live. But you can get a little bit live. It's a little bit easier. Since you can be comboing and like holding off, you can kind of sometimes it can clog. So if you want, you can change the amount. I reckon 2 is fine. You can put some on the side deck. But I feel 2 is just a very good spot just to make use for the later games. Just like make it harder for your opponents to kill you, or make it so you have to keep comboing. Especially if you use this and then use every negates as well to stop their attacks. Then they're going to be burning through Z energy as well. So 2 copies of this are really good because it's just a fantastic floodgate. Then we got 2 copies of King Vegeta's Imposing Presence. Once again, we're a red Saiyan lead, so there's some good benefits of being a red Saiyan lead, and King Vegeta's Imposing Presence is really handy for that. And since we've got a fair few effects that minus, you can do King Vegeta's Imposing Presence at the start of your opponent's turn to make it so that first swing they do is 10k less, and every swing after is going to be 5k less on every attack, and that's going to be for the turn. So you can do that on the first attack. If they do have a dual attacker, King Imposing Presence on the first one, come out of it. Next one, minus by 5k, Wolfang Fist could be gone, and just makes it a little bit easier to defend yourself. Like these floodgates, like these extra cards, make it a lot more useful along with what you normally do with minusing stuff to make it easier to survive your opponent's board. Then lastly, 2 copies of Testing Opposition. This is a card that can help you once you awaken. This is live as soon as you awaken on turn 2, and then can help put you in range to then use Imposing Presence or even King Vegeta's Imposing Presence. Make Explosive Dance live and make King Vegeta's Imposing Presence free. So going from 5 to 4 to make Explosive Dance live, and going from 4 to 3 to make King Vegeta's Imposing Presence free to play, which is cool. So you can always use, this is really nice to just get you in the control when on defending when you want to go down to 4, because remember your super combo doesn't need to go down to 4, you can start off when you awaken at 5, they can help you make Explosive Dance live, and also sometimes you might not have the life to take for it, so we only have 2 copies because there's some other good things like Wolfang Fist and Imposing Presence, but also you can use it to control like after using Explosive Dance and then get the next attack, and then make it harder for your opponent to generate C energy to then push through it, which is quite nice. And that's the list, that's the main deck list. So we kind of stick to 50 because we want consistency, because consistency is key, especially in Dragon Ball Super. So you don't want to go over 50 unless you need to, or unless you like draw a ton. And Insect does draw a ton, but then we want to see the consistency and make sure we find that Unison turn 2. You can always make sure to not draw and not like combo in a way or play it in a way that you can not drawing too much or draw enough, depending on how you play it. So that is the main deck. We got the Z deck. So we got 6 different cards on the Z deck. So we have one that's a that's got a duplicate. So we have the Z extra, which is the main thing. So we got this new one of Final Confrontation. So this one is a new edition, really, like a new edition with the newest lot of regionals, because it's a Z extra. It's mainly made for the Red U7 Goku deck from set 16, but you can make use of it in there. And essentially, what we don't look at and don't care about on this is the first auto and the activate main. It's only the second auto we care about, and that just makes it a little bit easier to defend. Because remember, when we're playing out 1-drops from a Unison, they come in rest mode, so we can't combo them and use them. So we turn those cards into useful cards, and that is basically through this 1 cost, 1 Z energy Z extra. And the auto is at the end of your turn. Choose it to one of your mono red Universe 7 cards, switch it to active mode, and that card gets blocked for the end of the turn. You might be thinking, that's not amazing, that's alright, that's just turns those 1-drops into little blockers. But remember, that's relevant, because remember, with your leader, you need to combo to gain cards, like draw cards, gain advantage. So you normally want to be able to combo. But sometimes your opponent's going to be going to, like I've had players where they just go straight to the use and they don't care, they just like focus on the use, and even if it's not going to help their game plan or even hurt me, they just go into use and just be out thinking that they'll just gain advantage. It won't, and just go for that, even if they can't get into Unison, just to deny you from getting drawn your on their turn. So this is a really handy thing to turn one of your little 1-drops into a blocker, one of your battle cards into a blocker, so you can then defend against a swing that might go to your Unison, so that way you have a chance to combo and at least get value out of your leader by comboing and getting some draws. So that's one of the main ones, and the other Z extra we've got as well is the all good, all purpose 10 times Kamehameha, because I don't really explain this more. It's really once you can generate a ton of Z energy, you can get enough easily to get both effects be able to trigger, and it's either the first effect being sack 1 of Z energy off to then gain a 15k boost any swing, defensively or offensively, and then sacking off 3 for the second one to pay 1 red, to draw 1 and minus like with 25k and gain a 5k combo. Well, 5k boost for a attack, be it offensive or defensively. So these are normally good ones. Normally we might, it depends which one you want to play, like you might want to play Final Confrontation to make sure you have that to turn your blockers into, well, to your 1-drops into blockers to help defend and make sure you can get that combo in your opponent's turn to get circle for your deck to find your key pieces. Or you might go 10 times Kamehameha if you need it to get that boost every so often. So it depends which one you need, and it's just nice to have these 2 options because you don't usually see energy that often. But then starting from the other end with our Z battle cards, so we've got 1 copy of SS4 Sun Goku Defender of Life, fantastic card, a 20k double strike that is protected from coming in with deflect, and when it comes down it gains barrier and deals 1 damage to your opponent. So as long as your opponent's at 4 or more life, you deal 1 damage, make it easier for you to kill your opponent because they're on less life, and makes it less work. So this essentially makes it so your opponent's only got 7 life you have to worry about instead of 8, because one of those damage, as long as you leave it at 4 or higher before you drop this, deals the damage to them, so you have a little bit less work to do. And while it's expensive at 3 Z energy, that's not a problem when you're constantly, to get your drawing your lead, is comboing a card, and you're going to be comboing a card and then Z charging a lot. So Z energy is not an issue in this deck. Then we got 2 copies of Rush Attack. So once again, since we're comboing a lot, since we're comboing the draw, we're going to be Z charging a lot. Means you can easily get a lot of Z energy to make some of these cards very useful or easy to deploy. And Rush Attack SSB is one of those, because it used to be one of the best, one of the scariest Z cards in the game. That was back when we had like busted red decks that were just ridiculous, not just because they're red, just because they're just poorly designed. And it's a really nice one, once again, deflect and protective from coming in. Nice little auto that isn't once per turn, so you can get on both swings when you attack. Combo with a free 5k combo red card when you drop, then make it so whatever swing you're on, it's extra 5k from that card. And also minus like by 15k, but you use it on a battle card, get some nice removal on, even help for clearing Unisons. And a nice activate main where if you've got 4 more Z energy, you can activate the effect to switch to active mode. So it becomes a dual attacker essentially, get a second swing in it, and then that swing is then extra 10k stronger, Double Strike also giving you barrier to protect you from that second swing. So if you feel like if you feel like the first swing's potentially going to get end up letting it removed, you can always just opt to just straight away use the effect to make sure it's got barrier protection, make it a 25k, 30k when it swings gets auto triggered, and double strike 2. Nice little finisher. We got 2 of those because it's really good and a bit more useful in this deck. Then we've got the Z Battle card, sorry, that was made for this deck from the anniversary box, the one that had the good old Cheeto stuff last year. It got a battle card and it's a really good one. It's Barrier and Deflect, 2 skills that shouldn't be together on a card, but gives it that ultimate protection. It's a free cost 20k, so this is quite an expensive card in this deck, but it can have like a huge benefit because it's a free cost to drop for 20k, free Z energy, so a lot of Z energy, but it's got Barrier and Deflect, means it's got that ultimate protection. It can't be really stopped from coming into play, and it's got like great protection on the board, and it's all got dual attack, so you can get 2 swings out of it. But not only that, it also has some really nice skills. So it's got the first one's an auto, which is limit 1, and that's if this card is in rest mode and you discard 1 card from your hand. So this got to be rested, and you've got to discard a card from your hand, which is not bad when you got you draw like a huge hand from this deck. And the effect is when you use one of your red skillless battle cards in the combo, you can choose it to one of your skills, and it gets 5k combo power for the turn. So giving your leader a bean 5k defensively is fantastic, and you can even do it defensively where after you swung twice with this card, because it's got a dual attack, you can get swing twice. On the second one after it's in rest, you can combo the skillless and then give a boost either to itself or even on first swing. Just give a boost to itself for the first swing, so it's 25k for both, or give a boost to something else offensively, and even on defensively, you can basically what's in rest, discard a card to give a 5k boost for the turn to your leader to make it a little bit harder, because 20k leads are all the rage now, and that's something you can give to your lead. The second auto is really nice because at the end of your turn it switched to active mode, meaning that you can swing with it twice, then restand it to have it there inactive. And you might be wondering, what's the use of that? Well, it can already get restood and give blocker from final confrontation, but then the activate battle on this card is a good reason for why you want this inactive mode in the turn. Because the activate battle is limit 1, and if your leader is a Warrior Unit 7 card, which our leader is because it has that tag, and you switch this card to rest mode, and you choose 1 red skillless card and you drop arrow to your hand. So essentially, to activate this activate battle, you need to have a leader with the Warriors of Universe skill, Warrior of Universe 7 skill, which our leader does. You need to switch this card to rest mode as a cost, and add a skillless from your drop arrow to your hand as a cost as well. So you need to rest it. For this deck, you just need to rest it and add a skillless back to your hand. So you're plussing just as a cost by just adding a skillless back to your hand and switching this rest mode. And then you get to choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards or Unison to give minus 15k power for the turn, which is really nice just to be able to defend by just going switch to rest mode and then grab a skillless back, make one of your battle cards Unison by 15k, and then now it's in rest mode, you can then combo the skillless, discard a card and give a card a boost as well to help further your defense as well. So sometimes I might even swing with this once and on second attack, just swing with something else, so I can truly activate battle just to get a free skillless card back to hand, minus something by 15k, then combo with that skillless to get the draw off the lead and the 1-drop Gohan as well. So that's really, really nice. I can only play one, I would like to play a second, but I feel the rush attack's a little bit more useful than having a second copy of this one. And then we have one that you might be thinking, why is that in there? Because it's not the same colour, and that is SSB Sun Goku of Vault Defender. And you might be thinking, why is this in here? Like I was wondering when I got this list from my buddy Big O. Like he gave me the initial list, and some tech cards are going to be credited to him as well, which I'll show in the side deck when we get to go over it. And it's a really nice one because it can be played in this deck because, once again, Warrior of Universe 7 is a thing, and that makes the skill of the specified cost of all Universe 7 cards in your deck, and Z deck as well, basically not worry about specified cost. So even though it needs to be paid with free yellow, Warriors of Universe 7 makes it so you don't have to pay that yellow cost. You can just pay any cost. You don't have to worry about the yellow pips, just the free. So you can bring this out on it, and once again, just like with this free drop, it also has Barrier and Deflect, meaning it's got ultimate protection for coming out, and then hard to interact with on board. And it gives you some nice things that red doesn't normally have. First of all, it can lock down something for its first auto, being when this card is played, choose up one of your opponent's leader, Unison, or battle cards in rest mode, and it can't attack until the end of your opponent's next turn, meaning you can prevent your opponent's leader from attacking so they can't get the on-turn swing, or swing with it, and then you can defend against other swings, especially partnering, dropping this, and then the defense doing the explosive dance. Explosive dance only works on any card that's not your leader. The supposed to makes your opponent have to pay a cost from their Z energy for anything that's not a leader swing. And if you stop their leader from swinging that next turn, then they only have to swing with battle cards and unisons, which then will have to pay the cost for explosive dance. That's quite a nice little card there. And also has an extra little thing where its ever auto is if this card is in rest mode. When your opponent plays a card, you may place one of your Z energy in its drop area. If you do, choose one of your opponent's battle cards or unisons and switch to rest mode and negate your skill for the turn. So that means since you're going to be comboing a lot of cards to get Z energy, you can have a lot of Z energy. This can make use of that Z energy by sacking it off, so that way you can rest something coming in, as long as there's a barrier, which is really nice. So extra disruption and extra defense. And being a 25k body is very good as well to swing with, and then hard to attack over as well. That's a Z deck, and that is the main Z deck, so that's the main things you can have that you can just copy. But the side deck kind of varies. I do have a side deck with mine as well. Actually, it's supposed to dance, so if you just open it all up. So this is the side deck I had planned for finals. So we had Dispo for that free negate that can help against, because I expected to be a fair bit of mechie, and this is a nice one to stop mechie after it uses this effect to give it gives the triple attack, stop it on the first attack from being able to go ahead and get free swings in, especially because that's a good way to get around to explosive dance, swing with your lead, and combo things to get as energy set up. And also Dispo can be used for free because it's got a permanent where you can use this card's counter skill, which is just negate attack, stop your, and if it's a leader attack, stop it from attacking anymore that turn, and also places it off in rest mode. This can be is permanent, allows you to use the counter skill by, instead of paying the cost, paying the spirit boost 2 by taking 2 marks off a unit instead. Since we use some focus strategy and we got a unit that can gain a lot of markers, we can use this to free negate with red 3s as well, which is quite nice. And then King Vegeta being a nice counter for those free play one cost extra card floodgates, so that's a nice one to have there. And red means like it's a nice way to counter. Also it's combo power as well, so it's not as dead. My third is that D Magic Cape. Kosakai to basically just, you can just combo putting your drop whenever you need be, so you can then punish your opponent for trying to play things out for free at 20k or less, which is really nice, and also help for your deck. Put some cards you don't want in your hand to the bottom of your deck, and then draw back. But you remember you have to draw the same amount that you put back. So you put back 2, you draw 2. If you put back 1, you draw 1. If you put back none, you don't draw any. So you know what some players might try to do. You only draw the same amount that you put back. Then one nice little thing, because red doesn't have the greatest barrier removal, so I reckon this is a good one to always have in a red side deck, and that is SSB Kaioken and Concentrate Destruction. This allows you to help have a bit of barrier removal by paying 2, discard this card from your hand, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and give it minus 25k for the turn. Really helpful for against red, like the yellow Sin, the 4-drop Sin counterplay, because it's got barrier, very annoying. It's a nice way to get rid of it, and it's searchable since it's for a lot of the effects, considering that your Unit 7 deck, your cards look for Unit 7, and this card has Unit 7 in its trait. So nice 2 copies of that. And then one you might be thinking, what the fuck is that doing in there? And then we have Android 17 Turn Tide. This is a great tech that kind of like pushed me towards wanting to play this deck after seeing like Ollie put this in and explain it to me. It's a really nice one for against like long games when a game's gonna go really long, like late in the game. You reckon you get to turn 7. This is a nice way to close it out, because the turn before you can then combo things or arrange things to set up your board, ready to have a board ready to kill them. And when you get to turn 7, you charge your 7th energy, play this, put it in their entire hand, your entire hand, and all their battle cards in their drop back to the bottom back into the deck, and then you can have a 30k crit, and you've got the rest of your board there as well to help push through. So they've got no hand, you've got no hand. But the good thing about this is that you could then, hopefully you've established a board to then push through and kill them while they've got no way to really defend themselves, because you've got a critical swing here, you've got some potential double strikes, some other swings, like a Unison could be a potential double strike, so you can then kill them off if you think you're going to late game. Because remember, what it has free specified blue, while a Unit 7 means you don't have to pay the specified cost on this. It's just 7, any colour, energy to use. That's a nice little tech. I love that bit for a bit, and it just helps with against later games if you get stalled out and held off to play the later game, like against mainly blue decks and stuff like that. Then we've got 2 Cell Maxes for against the red matchup, because it's really useful, because if they get rid of it, you get the negs look like your opponent's board by 30k, which is really nice, and it's just a really nice card that can potentially block twice, and even swing twice if need be as well. Then comes down for just 1 energy, and it's great for if you go in second as well, because it comes down earlier if you go second if you went first. Then the last two cards, we've got an extra copy of Explosive Darts if you need be, and Violent Rays, which is handy in some matchups where your opponent's going to be swinging with things that are 30k or more. So yeah, there's that. So that is it. Thank you for watching. Hope this has been really helpful. Hope you like it. Remember, big shouts to Big O for like the text and stuff, like the Android 17 and the Defender of Life and stuff in the Z deck, and for just potentially putting the base of this together. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you either in the next one, if not New Year. So have a happy New Year, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye for now.